I've referred to Hamas as monsters in this room. They are clearly a terrorist group. Their main support has been Iran, and they are on their heels now when it comes to what Israel's planning. We will have to wait and see. And again, what the decisions that President Trump will announce when it comes to what the way is forward will, based on his pattern, will come up very quickly, perhaps sooner than most of us can imagine.
Israeli Prime Minister had a cabinet meeting earlier. They're settling on a new plan for Gaza, which, according to certain reports, would mean reoccupying all of Gaza. What is the State Department's position on that? Would you support an occupation of all of Gaza?
Well, of course, you know what we're focused on still, getting the hostages out after what we saw with videos over the last couple of days. It is a reminder to people about the evil that has been running this terror operation in Gaza via, of course, through Hamas. What I can tell you is that we would refer you in that instance regarding Israel's plans to the government of Israel. And regarding that reporting, again, reporting is one thing, real plans might be another. We are not in the business of interpreting statements from foreign governments when and if they're made. We do remain focused on freeing the hostages, including the remains of 2 Americans, and ensuring that Hamas never rules Gaza again.
Follow up on my colleague's question on Gaza.
Yes.
Have U.S. officials spoken with Netanyahu about this potential plan for a complete military takeover of Gaza?
I won't remark on any conversations whether or not they have occurred.
Okay, and then Axios is reporting that Witkoff and President Trump discussed plans for the U.S. to increase its role in providing humanitarian aid to Gaza. What will this look like, and how quickly will the U.S. act? I know Trump has mentioned food centers. Where does that stand now?
Well, as we all know, every few minutes things change. When we say something's fluid on the ground, this couldn't be a better example of the nature of how things are moving. I can tell you that after the visit from Special Envoy Witkoff and Ambassador Huckabee, they went at the behest of the president, who wanted people on the ground to be able to report back to him exactly what was happening. Most of us, of course, are relying on reports from various areas. They have reported back to the president. What I won't do is get ahead of what the president will decide about what he's heard and the actions that he will decide to take. He will, obviously, he'll make that known to everyone. But what we do know, of course, from the beginning is that humanitarian aid has been at the heart of our action, not just for Gaza, but around the world. In my topper, as we call it, I mentioned, of course, our current standing with the Philippines and assistance there. But we do know, of course, just as a reminder for people who might not know, Special Envoy Witkoff spent over 5 hours inside Gaza this last weekend to assess the situation and to begin planning the best way to deliver urgent food and medical care to Gaza. And while we don't have anything to announce at this point, obviously it's rather early regarding the end result of that, that still remains our priority. All right. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Also on Gaza,
Yes.
The Free Beacon reported last night about mounting concerns about the Red Cross and its failure to assess the Israeli hostages that are still being held there, especially after Hamas's latest videos came out. Folks I spoke to said to me that are actually looking at reassessing the U.S. relationship with the Red Cross because of this. So I wanted to ask you, one, about that. Is that an option with Congress to reassess the Red Cross's position over there? And two, what's your assessment of their job they've been doing in terms of accessing the Israeli hostages and providing them what appears to be much needed medical care?
Well, I won't speak about the Red Cross or Israel's reaction to that. There's certainly many moving parts. We know that is part of the nature of what Hamas tends to do. I believe that there were some requirements for them to allow that, but I won't get into those particular details. Obviously, though, with what we've seen with those videos, I've referred to Hamas as monsters in this room. They are clearly a terrorist group. Their main support has been Iran, and they are on their heels now. Clearly, the Middle East is changing, and it is a change that President Trump has asked to be one that is a reflection of new ideas, of having this be a durable peace, not this vicious circle of it happening several times during each generation as though this was some new normal. We reject that. It is clear that the time is now to make the difference it is about, of course, the Israeli people. But the nationalities involved in October 7th, the way that this affects the world as they continue to contribute to try to make a difference, it's a world we all deserve better. So at this point, I would say that when it comes to what Israel's planning, we will have to wait and see. And again, what the decisions that President Trump will announce when it comes to what the way is forward will, based on his pattern, will come up very quickly, perhaps sooner than most of us can imagine. But there is, on the hostages, what we saw, it is an astoundingly evil reminder of who they are in the midst of the conversation around the world. For them to feel comfortable then putting on full display their barbarity and their inhumanity tells you that they seem to feel pretty comfortable at the moment. All of us, the world was appalled. I mean, there's just no other way to describe it. But our leadership clearly is involved in looking to the future, and that is one that the Gazan people deserve.